Hi guys, we are busy with physics and we are starting with momentum, which is one of the sections that you cover in your matric curriculum. Momentum is a conclusion of some of the concepts and quantities that you've already done. So let's jump right in. I've got a picture of a family. Now you can see they are four members of a family and there's a few differences. The question is, which of these family members would you stop easier if they start running? Now, there's a few things that you have to consider. We've got here mom, which is probably running quite fast. If I know women that practice, she'll be jogging and she'll have a nice way of having a nice velocity, keeping going. Dad seems not to be practicing, he's got his suit on. And then it seems like this little one has been spending time on the couch and eating away popcorn. Here's the little man. So we've got four members. Which one of these would you stop? Now it will depend on the mass as well as the velocity that they are running with. So, what is momentum? Momentum is actually movement. How are they moving and how can this impact on the movement in terms of the mass and in terms of the velocity? I've got a little dolphin trick that I want to show you. So here we've got two dolphins jumping through a ring. So let's just see. If I start these dolphins, let me just get my fingers out of the way. Let's start this going. There they go. And they go. And it's their mass, which is their momentum, pulling them through this ring. Obviously, this is going to stop because there's air friction. And this metal here also has friction. So it will slow down. But if I put this in a vacuum where there's no friction, it will actually move continuously with the momentum taking it through the whole cycle all the time. So what is momentum? Firstly, the definition. And remember, we always will have a question in a paper in every exam asking you a theory question. This one is, what is momentum? It's the linear momentum. It means that's in a line. What is it? It's the product. Remember, when we say product, it's multiply of which quantities? Of the mass times the velocity. So momentum is the mass times the velocity, and the abbreviation for momentum is P. And guys, have a look. It is small cap P. It is not P, which represents something else. Remember, you've got pressure. You've got many quantities expressed by P. So in this case, it is P equals the product, as we just saw, between the mass and the velocity. What will the unit be? Can you think what the unit will be if we've got mass? Well, mass will be measured in kilograms, and it's then multiplied with meter per second, and that's the unit of momentum. And finally, because we're working with velocity, which is a vector quantity, remember momentum will also have a direction, and you have to be able to draw vector diagrams for the different momentum. Right, let's carry on. A question. Momentum is asked with many of the things given to you, the quantities, or they will ask you to convert some of them. The first one says, what is the momentum? So they're asking me to calculate the momentum of what? Of a mass of 1,000, and see, it's kilograms. Make sure that you're working in kilograms. And the velocity of that car is 35 meter per second. So all you do is you write down the equation. Remember, you get a mark for the equation. And then you substitute 1,000 times 35 and that will give you 35,000 or 35 times 10 to the third. What's the unit? Kilogram meter per second. You'll get a mark for the substitution and then a mark for the answer. Remember I said it's a vector. So in this case, we need to give the answer a direction. They didn't stipulate here, so you will just say in the direction of movement. But if they give you a specific direction like north, forward, south, you need to see in which direction did your momentum land up. So we have a look at that. This is another one. What is the velocity? So again, they're asking me to calculate the velocity of a 420, have a look, gram. So immediately, I don't even read further. I say, okay, 420 gram will be 420 divided by the 1,000, which will give me 0.42 kilogram. Then I know I've done that already. Being kicked forward, so there's a direction, and they give me the momentum of 8.4. The first step will always be write down the equation. P equals mass times the V. What do I have? I've got the momentum, 8.4. I also have, and remember now the kilogram in mass, 0.42. And they asked me to calculate the velocity. So you have to do that calculation. I'm going to put the velocity this side. I'm going to take the 8.4, and because it was this side, you divided that side. It's 0.42 there. Quickly do that on your calculator. Let's see if you get the same answer as I did. I got 20 meter per second, and it's not finished yet. It was forward. So your answer has to indicate that it was in the forward direction. Make sure that you've got the right units and then do the correct math. You have to work accurately. So go and check your values and see if you've got the right equation. So that was momentum with one object at one specific time, with one velocity. But we can also have one object at two different times, which means something changed. Well, the time changed, but certainly the velocity could change as well. So what do we do when the velocity changes? Let's say you are in a car and it's pulling away from the stop or rest position. Then your initial velocity would be 0, but you will be accelerating. So you'll have another velocity later on. If you're traveling in that car at a specific moment, that will be your initial velocity. And if you then come to a stop, your final velocity will be 0. So make sure that you know exactly which velocity are you allocating to which symbol. So I've got a 0.5 kilograms. So we're lucky. We've got the mass, which is 0.5 kilograms. The ball passes you when it's got a velocity of 3. So the initial velocity is 3. When you started this, you saw it. And remember, it's a velocity I. It's 3. It stops. That immediately tells you what the final velocity will be. So the final velocity will then be 0. And they're asking me what's the change in momentum. So let's go and see what's changing in the equation now. So we had P equals M times V. In this case, we have the velocity changing, and that immediately changes the momentum. So I can calculate the change in momentum by manipulating the initial equation with the mass times the change in velocity. Now you've done change in velocity when you did equations of motion. So let's have a look. The mass will then be multiplied with, remember that, will be the final velocity minus the initial velocity. And let's see, can we calculate now what's the change in momentum? So we've got the mass, 0.5 kilograms. The final velocity is 0 because it stopped and it started off with 3. And now you just have to do the math. 0.5 times 0 is 0. 0.5 times 3, but remember it's a minus, so it's minus 1.5. And now the unit of momentum, kilogram meter per second. And again, you'll have to indicate a direction. So we firstly had one object, one time. Now we saw two different time slots, two different velocity, and therefore we could calculate the change in the momentum. So the change in momentum will be different velocities. So have a look at, for instance, these cars. The important thing is when the initial velocity is 0, it will probably have a final velocity. Or if the initial velocity is something, let's say for instance, you're traveling at 60 meters per second and it stops, that will be 0. Always have a look of what type of clues they give you when they ask these questions. The equation, I'm just going to repeat it again. The velocity there is changing. So I've got not just P, I've got, and I specifically left this out so that I can show you, this is the change, so it's delta, and it's the change in momentum. What's actually changing? Well, it's the V that's changing. So you can either write this down as M times VF minus the MVI, or you could actually take the M out because it's the same for both of them, and then just say it's the change in the velocity, the initial deducted from the final. Right, another question. They ask me now, what is the change in momentum? So we know they're asking me to calculate the delta P. But they're giving me information. A car with a mass of, let's just write it down, the mass is now 2500 kilograms. So I'm happy to have that already. It travels at, and look at this, 75 kilometers per hour. And you know we're working with SI units. So 70 kilometers per hour should be then converted to meter per second. We'll do that just now. It slows down to go to a velocity of 60 kilometers per hour. Obviously, that's the speed limit, so it's slowing down. And again, we've got 60 kilometers per hour, which we have to convert to meter per second. Go back to the question. They want a delta P. So I need to calculate M delta V. And as I said, firstly, convert these two to the meter per second. So I'm going to do that because that's going to give you marks. Immediately do that when you get your question. 75 meters will be times 10 to the third or multiplied by 1,000 over the seconds. You've got an hour, so you've got 60 minutes times 60 seconds, and that gives you the 3600 value. Just have a look, make sure that you can do that. This side, and you can put that into your calculator and see which value you get. Quickly do that. Do you get the same answer as I did? Fine. Let's do the other one. I had 75 kilometers per hour as my initial velocity. I now have a final velocity of 60, and I'm going to do exactly the same. I multiply with 10 to the third. Remember, you can also write 1, 2, 3 zeros. But I always shy away from that because you've got too many zeros here and you sometimes might make the mistake. So just write down the exponent. You know exponents and you are clever enough. In an hour, again that, and you will now get an answer. And do this with me, of 16.67 meter per second. And we knew it was going to slow down, so we're happy with that. So let's go and do the calculation. It was a car with a mass of that, And we already substituted those with 20 meter per second. It's actually 20.83. I have to work accurately. And this one is 16.67. I rounded that 7. And now you can go and do your calculation. So I just substitute into my equation. It's the change in momentum, which is 2500. Final velocity 16.67 minus the initial velocity, which is that. Now remember, you've got to calculate this. I would just quickly do that calculation and get a value for that. So I did it in a very simple way to eliminate all mistakes that we make. I did that little calculation, which gave me minus 4.16. Then my answer will be minus, remember there's a minus, 10,400, the unit, kilogram meter per second. And what does this minus mean? You slowed down, so the momentum will change in the opposite way. Always make sure that you've gotten a direction when you do these calculations. Finally, let's see. Can you define momentum? I'm going to quickly show you. It's the linear momentum, which is the product, remember, of the mass times the velocity. The momentum of one moving object is just substituting in that equation. And remember, it's a vector. And when we do a vector, it's an arrowhead, which indicates direction. And finally, you'll have to be able to draw vector diagrams, which we'll show you in another lesson. Go about, do momentum, and keep your own momentum. Bye-bye.